Good morning, students. So, today we will be discussing arithmetic operations. So, in digital electronics, so these are the questions which has been asked in the GATE question papers. So, we will be discussing all those questions with the solution and why we are getting that solution, all those things we'll be discussing in this session. Okay, following with the first question. So this was asked in the 2013 uh, GATE question paper. So they are given a table X and Y as a two columns, and they are having the output function of output x comma y. So in this you can see 0 0 it is showing as 0 0 1 0 1 0 1 and 1 1 as 1. Now the two table represents the Boolean function. Which Boolean function? Okay. So just you can reference from the table. So whatever the x value, the same thing is your output f. Whatever the x value, the same thing is your output f value. So in this, when I'm going for the wherever I'm getting the min terms as 1, wherever I'm getting the min terms as 1, you can get the value 1 0 can be written as x y dash. So for 1 0 input you are getting as 1. So for 1 0 you have to represent as x y dash. And then again I am getting 1 when x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 1. So when x is equal to 1 and y is equal to 1, I have to represent as xy. If it is 0, I have to represent it as x dash. If it is 1, I have to represent as x. So xy. So either directly based on the input of x column, you are getting the output of the x column. Both are same. Directly I can represent as output is x. That is one way. Or you can extract the expression or the function by using this logic also. So xy dash plus xy. So whenever I am giving as 1 0 plus 1 1, I am getting the output as 1. So in this xy dash plus xy can be written as, you can take it as common. So x will be taken as common. So what will happen? Y dash plus y. So already you know y dash plus y is equal to 1. So either you can assume y dash is equal to 0. If it is 0, 0 plus 1. Suppose y dash is 1, 1 plus 0 is equal to 1. So y dash plus y is equal to 1. So now x into 1 is equal to x. So it determines the function f value based on the x value. Based on the x value. Okay. So next one. So the solution for this question will be X, option A. Next. So when we are discussing as a arithmetic operation, so addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, all those things comes under the arithmetic operation. So in the digital electronics, how you are performing and how you are using a circuit to find the arithmetic operation, how to get the solution using the circuits. So that is what the digital electronics discusses. So here multiplication, based on this only you are going to design the circuit, you have to extract the outputs. So the next question, multiply the following binary numbers. They are giving three set of numbers. 1010 multiplied with 0011, 1011 multiplied with 0111, 1001 multiplied with 1010. First, it's a normal general mathematics what you are going to do. So binary numbers means you have to keep in mind you have to use only zeros and ones. That is the major thing. And another one is when you are adding the binary numbers, be clear that 1 plus 1 is equal to 10. You should not represent as 2. 1 plus 1 is equal to 10. These things can be a small modification in the multiplication. Remaining things all same. So when you are multiplying, you will be getting all those answers. Finally, you will be finding the sum. When you are getting the sum, you have to add your previous sub results. So when you are adding, you have to keep in mind 1 plus 1 in binary addition, 1 plus 1 is equal to 10, not 2. So when you wherever you are doing the multiplication or addition, you have to use only the zeros and ones. Other than these numbers, if you are using, then this is a wrong. You can't get the proper result. Okay. So for the first multiplication, 1010 into 0011. Normally, when I'm multiplying 1 into 1010, I'll be getting the same answer 1010. Then leaving the first bit as a x clot. Again 1 into 1010, I will be getting the same result. Now, remaining two starts as zeros, so no need to find the answer for that. Directly I'm going for addition. So 0, 1 plus 0, 1, 0 plus 1, 1, 1 plus 0, 1, 1, 1. So I'll be getting the answer as 0001, 1110. I'll be getting as 0001 and 1110. So that will be my answer for the first one. So this is in the option called B, C and A. So you can discard the D option. Now you can discard the D option. A, B, C having the same result. Now A we find out. Next I am going for 1011 multiplied with 0111. 1011 multiplied with 0111. Again 1 into 1011, mention the numbers 1011. Again leave the X part. Next again 1 into 1011, mention 1011. Again leave the X double X part. 1 into 1011, 1011, you will be getting an answer. Now you can go for addition. Now you should be careful when you are performing the addition. So 1 you will be getting. Next 1 plus 1. When I am performing 1 plus 1, these things I will be discussing in the off order also. So 1 plus 1, if you are having only 2 bits means there is no issue. 1 plus 1 you will be getting as 0, 1 will be carried out. 1 will be carried. Now 1 plus 1 plus 1, this will become as a full adder because I am having the carry input plus the datas. So C in plus A plus B. So 1 plus 1 plus 1. So 1 plus 1 plus 1 means 1 plus 1 is equal to 10. 10 plus 1 is equal to 11. So 11, 1 you have to place in the output and 1 should be carried to the next bit. Again 1 plus 1 plus 1, 11. Again 1 will be carried. 1 plus 1, 10. Again 1 will be carried. 1 plus 1, 0. Again 1 will be carried. The 1 will be placed directly. Now the answer will be 0100 1101. 0100 1101. So this is in the option A and C. You can discard the B option also. The next one, 1001 into 1010. So again, for the 0 part, directly you can place it as 0, then leave the X part. Again, 1 into 1001, you will be getting as 1001. Again, 0 part, again 0, so place all those zeros. Next one, you have to place triple X, then you will go for 1 into 1001. So 1 into 1001 means you will be getting as 1001. Now when you are performing the addition, directly 0, 1, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. So your answer will be 0101 1010. So this is in the option called C. So this is a normal multiplication where you are going to perform the multiplication, and when you are performing the binary addition, be careful. So I will once again I will repeat, when you are doing the binary addition, 1 plus 1 is equal to 10, 10 plus 1 is equal to 11, 11 plus 1 is equal to 100. So maximum you will be going for 100 or 101. That is the maximum limit. Most probably maximum of 100. Okay. So be careful in the binary addition. Next. Now add the following BCD numbers. So when I'm specifying as a BC number, this is a binary coded decimal. So when I'm saying as binary coded decimal means, so decimal numbers are between 0 to 9. For this 0 to 9, you will be mentioning the binary values. I will repeat, BCD stands for binary coded decimal. For the decimal number 0 to 9, you will be specifying the binary equivalent. For 0, 0000. Likewise for 1, 0001. For 2, 0010. Likewise up to 9, when I am reaching the 9, I will be getting as 1001. So this is my binary coded decimal numbers. So there you can't go for 1010, 1011. These and all numbers are not valid. That are all hexadecimal number that is not valid. Only up to 9 I can use the binary coded decimal. So when I am performing this binary coded decimal addition, there are three cases can be possible. So one case is when I'm getting the uh, valid BCD number and no carry. When I'm getting the valid BCD number, no carry. So don't disturb the output. That is your final output. There is no any issues. That is case 1. When I'm going for case 2, my output is invalid. The number is greater than 9. The output is invalid. And there is no carry bit. So in that case, you have to add the 6. Add 6 means a difference between the hexadecimal number and the binary coded decimal is 6. So 15 minus 9. So hexadecimal number is 15 and decimal number is 9. So 15 minus 9 you will be getting as 6. So the difference number 6 in the binary format 0110 should be added to get the valid BCD output. To get the valid BCD output. And another third case, I am getting the valid BCD number, but I am generating the carry as 1. I am getting the valid BC number and I am generating the carry as 1 means again this is a invalid data. So when I am getting as invalid data, you have to add 6 and you have to place the carry number directly to the next sequential of the MSB bit. You have to place the direct bit in the MSB position. You have to add 6, that is my 4 bit of data. Then this 1 should be added to my 5th bit. So it will be becoming as a double digit number. It will be becoming as a double digit number. So we will answer this question, so it will be easier to understand the concepts what to which cases it is coming on. Okay, first one, 0110 plus 0101. So when I'm adding 1 plus 0, I'm getting as 1. Again 1 plus 0, I'm getting as 1. 1 plus 1, I'm getting as 10. 1 plus 1 I am getting as 10. So 0 I have to mention here. 1 will be carried to the next position. And again 1 plus 0 I will be getting as 1. My answer is 1011. My answer is 1011. So 1011 is a invalid BCD number. This comes under the case 2. This comes under the case 2. This is a invalid BCD number. So what we have to do means you have to add 6 to this number. You have to add 6 to this number. So 1011 plus 0110. When I'm adding 6 to this, 1 plus 0, 1. 1 plus 1, 10. So 0 mentioned here, 1 should be carried down. 1 plus 1, 0. Again 1 should be carried on. 1 plus 1, 0. And 1 should be carried on. So directly you can place the 1. Now the number becomes as 0001 0001. So normally when you are performing 0110 is equal to 6 and 0101 is equal to 5. So 6 plus 5 is equal to 11. In BCD representation, so each individual digit you have to have a 4 bits. So one nibble for each digit. So for 1 you have to give it a 0001. Again for another one 0001. The same answer I am getting in the performing the addition after adding 6. So this is for the first one. So here the option matching with my option is B and D. So you can discard your A and C option. So B and D is always whenever you are finding out you can check the options. So if you are getting the option with the correct answer and there is no repetition in some other group means you can no need to find out the remaining groups. No need to find out the remaining addition. Directly you can place the answer and you can go for the next question. So no need to waste the time in calculating the other questions. Okay. So here the options are B and D. So I'm going for the next one. 0111 plus 1000. When I'm adding 0111 plus 1000, I'll be getting the answer as 1 plus 01, 1 plus 01, 1 plus 01, 0 plus 1, 1. So I'll be getting as 1111. So 1111 is not listed in my BCD number. So 1111 is a invalid BCD number. 1111 is a invalid BCD number. So when I'm going for invalid BCD number, what I have to do means you have to add 6 to this. You have to add 6 to this. So when I'm adding 6 to this, what I'll be getting 1 plus 0, 1. 1 plus 1, 0. 1 will be carried on. 1 plus 1 plus 1. 1 plus 1 plus 1 is equal to 11. 1 will be given. And then 1 will be carried on. So 1 plus 1, 0. And 1 will be left out. So 1 will be placing in the next nibble. Okay. So what will be answer? Triple zero one followed by 0101. Triple zero one by 0101. Okay, that is my answer. So 15 is my answer. So 7 plus 8 in the normal decimal value, 7 plus 8 is equal to 15. So 15 you have to mention as 0001 and 0101. So again the option is B and D only I am getting. So I am going for the last one, 9 1001 which is equal to 9 and 1000 equals 8. So 9 plus 8, I am doing the addition for 9 plus 8. When I am doing the addition for 9 plus 8, 1001 plus 1000. So 1 plus 0, 1, 0 plus 0, 0, 0 plus 0, 0, 1 plus 1, 0 and 1 will be carried. So my output 0001 is a valid number. My output 0001 is a valid BC number, but it generates a carry, so it is a invalid data. It is a invalid data. So what I have to do means I have to add 6 to my result. When I'm adding 6 to my result, I'll be getting a 0111, and this 1 should be added to the next nibble. So I'll be getting as 0001 0111 0001 0111. So 0001 which is my D option. So you can check with 9 plus 8 is equal to 17. So 17 when you are reflecting 17 for 1 is equal to 001 and 7 is 0111. So this is addition and checking with the basic number and you are saying the answers. That is one way. Another way, you can convert this number in a decimal format and you can perform the addition. After performing the addition, you can write in the binary equivalent. You can write in the binary equivalent. For example, 1001 is equal to 9 and 1000 is equal to 8. So 9 plus 8 is equal to 17. When you are representing 17 in the BCD equivalent for 1 0001 and for 7 0111. So likewise also you can extract the answer. So no need to do this all this calculation, directly you can go for this answer also. So that is another shortcut method. Next one, solve the BCD problem, binary coded decimal problem for 0100 plus 0110. So this is equal to 4 plus 6. I want to perform addition for 4 plus 6. So either you can go for 4 plus 6, directly you will be getting as 10. So you can represent as 0001 and for 0000. Likewise, you can go for the option A. That is one way. Or you can perform the addition. You can perform the addition, you can check it on. So 0100 plus 0110. When I'm adding these numbers, I'll be getting a zeros. 0 plus 1, 1. 1 plus 1, 0. 1 will be carried on 1. So I'll be getting the answer as 1010. That is a invalid BCD number. That is a invalid BCD number. So if it is invalid BCD number, what I have to do means I have to add 6 to this number. I have to add 6 to this number. When I'm adding 6 to this number, 0 plus 0 I will be getting as 0. 1 plus 1 I will be getting as 0. The 1 will be carried on. Again 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. I will be getting the carry 1. Again 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. Again I will be getting this 1. So 1 will be added to my MSB. So what will be the answer? 10000. Writing in the 8-bit format, I will be getting as 0001 followed by 0000. That is equivalent to by BCD value 10. So that is given in the option A. Okay. So next one. What is the major difference between the off adder and the full adder? So they are asking the major difference between the off adder and full adder. So most probably they will be thinking off adder means you will be using 2 bits. So when I am going for full adder, so off into 2, so you will be getting as 4 bits. So that is not a correct answer. So off adder will be at 2 bits and full adder will be at 3 bits. So why we are using the full adder means, so in off adder, when you are performing the addition in the least significant bit of each number, when you are performing the addition in the least significant bit of the each number, I will be having only 2 inputs. I will be having only 2 inputs. But when I'm coming for the least significant bit plus 1 position, I will repeat, from least significant bit position plus least significant bit plus 1 position, I it might be having a carry. It might be having a carry. So A plus B plus C in. I'll be getting the A plus B plus C in. So when I'm going for the C in, this will become as a third bit. So this third bit will be called as an full adder. When I'm using the 3 bits, it will be called as an full adder. So here the options given are nothing basically. Full adders are made up of 2 half adders. That is not the correct answer. Full adders can handle double digit numbers. Yes, you can go for double digit numbers, but the major reason is full adder have a carry input capability. That is a major input. That is a major thing. You are going for full adder only for the carry input. So half adder can handle only the single digit numbers. So the major difference, all those 4 are the difference. When I'm going for the difference between the half adder and full adder, all these 4 differences are there. Full adders are made up of 2 half adders. You can use the 2 half adders to perform a full adder, but you have to add one more sum operation, that is OR gate, to complete the 2 and full adder using two half adders. So that is also a difference. Then full adders can handle double digit numbers. Yes, full adders can handle double digit numbers. So when you're going for single digit numbers, you can use only the half adders. When you're going for double digit numbers, you have to go for the full adders. But full adders have a carry input capability. That is the major difference comparing with the other options. So you should go for the option C. Okay. So next to slide, fast look ahead carry circuits in most 4-bit full adder circuits. So when I'm going for fast look ahead carry circuits, what is this fast look ahead adder? Or it is also called as a fast adder. When you are performing a addition, I am having the inputs for, I will be having the bits called A plus B. So in A I am having A1, A2, A3 and A4. Likewise I am having B1, B2, B3 and B4. So when I want to perform the addition and I have to get my C1, C2, C3, C4, A plus, when I'm performing this addition, I'm having all the inputs. I'm having all the inputs, but even when I'm having all the inputs, after performing A1 and B1 only, I should go for the A2 and B2. Why I'm waiting? Because A1, B1 might generate a carry. This carry should be added with the A2 plus B2. So this propagation delay will occur. This propagation delay will be occurring. For example, for A1 plus B1, I need 30 nanoseconds to perform the addition. Means this 30 nanoseconds, then when I'm going for A2 B2 again, I have to wait for 30 nanoseconds and then I have to perform plus 30 nanoseconds for A2B2. So this will consume 60 nanoseconds. When I'm coming for A3B3, I have to wait for 90 seconds. And then when I'm going for A4B4, I have to wait for 120 nanoseconds. So even though I'm having all the inputs, I have to wait for 120 nanoseconds to perform the addition. So that is the issue in the normal addition. So for this only we are designing a circuit where we are not going to delay on the existing scene. So according to that we are developing a circuit using the carry generate and reducing the carry generate and carry propagate. So here the options are given as determining the sign and magnitude. That is not a correct option. Reducing the propagation delay. That is the correct one because So no need to wait for the addition to take place. Then only I can go for the second bit of addition. So no need to get delayed. So the circuit will be complex compared to a normal addition, but this will be a faster output. Add a 1 to the complement inputs, increasing ripple delay. Definitely it will not increase the ripple delay. So the option will be B, reducing the propagation delay. Next one, adding adding in binary decimal 26 plus 27 will produce a sum of. So they are not mentioning as a BCD number. So they are asking to add in binary equivalent. So it's a binary equivalent. So first you have to find out the 22nd in the binary equivalent and the 27 to the binary equivalent. So this is a decimal number. So 26 to the base of 10 converting to a binary equivalent to the base of 2. So what you have to do? Decimal to binary equivalent, you should go for L division on any other number system base value. So L division by 2. L division by 2. So when I'm performing 26 divided by 2, I'll be getting as 13 hyphen of 0. Remainder will be 0. Again, when I'm dividing by 2, I'll be getting as 6 hyphen of 1. Again, when I'm dividing of 2, 3 hyphen of 0. Still it is divisible. So when I'm dividing, I'll be getting as 1 hyphen of 1. So your answer will be getting from the final quotient to the followed with all the reminders. For 26, the binary equivalent is 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. I will repeat. For 26, 1, 1, 0, 1, 0. Likewise, I have to perform for the 27. Again, 27 converting to the base 2 value, I have to perform L division. When I am performing with the L division to the base value of 2, 27 divided by 2, I'll be getting 13 hyphen 1. I'll be getting as 13 hyphen 1. Again, when I'm dividing by 2, I'll be getting as 6 hyphen 1. Again, it is divisible, I'll be getting as 3 hyphen 0. Again, it is divisible, I'll be getting as 1 hyphen 1. So your answer will be 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. I'll repeat, I'll be getting the answer as 1, 1, 0, 1, 1. Now you have to perform the binary addition. When I'm performing the binary addition, 0 plus 1 which is equal to 1. 0 plus 1 which is equal to 1. 1 will be carried. 0 plus 1 is equal to 1. The next bit is 1 plus 1. Next bit is 1 plus 1, which is equal to 10. So 0 I have to mention here. 1 will be added to the Cin of the next bit. So 1 plus 0, which is equal to 1. Then 1 plus 1 is equal to 10, 0. The 1 will be carried to the next bit. So 1 plus 1, which is equal to 11. 1 will be mentioned and the 1 will be given as a carry. So there is no data in the last bit. So directly you can place this 1. Now I'll be getting the answer as 110101. I'll be getting an answer as 110101. So that is the answer. So if you want to check with this whether it is correct, so normally when you are adding the decimal number 26 plus 27, which is equal to 53. So 53 is my answer. So 110101. So this is my base 2 equivalent. So base 2 to the decimal equivalent. From base 2 to decimal equivalent, you have to perform the L multiplication to the any other number system base value. So 1 into 2 power 0, which is equal to 1. And then 0 into 2 power 1 is equal to 0. 1 into 2 power 2, which is equal to 4. 0 into 2 power 3 is equal to 0. 1 into 2 power 4 is equal to 16. And then 1 into 2 power 5 is equal to 32. Now when I'm adding 32 plus 16 plus 4 plus 1. So 32 plus 16 is equal to 48. 48 plus 4 is equal to 52. 52 plus 1 is equal to 53. I am getting the correct solution. So this is adding between 26 and 27. This is given in the option called C. My correct option is C. Okay. Next one, convert each of the following bit signed bit binary numbers 2's complement to a signed decimal number. They are mentioning as a 2's complement to a signed decimal number. For signed decimal number means if the MSB bit is 1, then it is you have to perform the 2's complement, that is the property, and you have to place a negative sign. I will repeat the property. If the MSB bit is 0, just convert to a decimal equivalent and you can stop it and you can place the positive sign. There is nothing there. Likewise, if it is here 1 in the MSB bit, then you have to take the 1's complement, then you have to perform 2's complement. 2's complement is nothing but 1's complement plus 1. Then you have to place the negative sign. Okay. So in the first one, 00000101. So here the first one you can see first bit is 0. So first bit is 0 means it is a positive number. So no need to do any of the operation. So just like that, it is a positive sign and then 101 stands for 5, so plus of 5. Directly you can mention as plus of 5. Okay, next one, double one, double one, double one, double zero. So it is clearly indicating this is a negative number. So initial bit is a 1, so this is a clearly indicating as a negative number. So what you have to do means you have to complement these numbers. You have to complement these numbers. So what you will be getting? Double zero, double zero, double zero, double one. So I got the ones complement. Then ones complement plus 1 to get it two's complement. So double zero, double zero, zero, one, double zero. So zero, one, double zero, which is equal to 4, and you have to place the negative sign. I'll be getting as minus 4. I'll be getting as minus 4. Then third one, double one, double one, one, triple zero. Again, this clearly indicating as a negative number. So you can place the negative sign and you can go for the complements. So when I'm going for the complements, I'll be getting as double zero, double zero, zero, triple one. Now I have to add 1 to this number. When I'm adding 1 plus 1, 10, 1 will be carried on. Again 1 plus 1, 10. Again 1 will be carried on. 1 plus 1, 10, 0. 1 will be carried on. And then 1. So your answer will be double zero, double zero, one, triple zero. Double zero, double zero, one, triple zero. So 1 triple zero stands for 8, and you have to place the negative sign minus. So plus 5, minus 4 and minus 8 are the answers for the given question. So this is available in the option B, and the correct option is B. Okay. Next one. One way to make a 4-bit adder perform the subtraction. I am having the I, I can't have a separate circuit for each and every operation. So adder circuit and subtractor circuit. Likewise, I can't have a two circuits. So from the adder circuit itself, I can perform the subtraction operation also. So what I have to do means, when I am performing these things, using the 4-bit adder, I can perform the subtraction process also. So only thing is, you have to invert your B inputs. You have to perform the inverting of your B inputs. You can check and see also. When I'm adding 1001 plus double zero double zero. So 9 plus 0. 9 plus 0, I can perform it. 9 plus 0 is equal to 9. Now when I'm going for subtraction, 9 minus 0. So in that case, the 0 should be complemented. I will be getting as 1001 minus 111. So likewise also you can go for the complements. After inverting the B inputs, I will be getting the values. For example, when I'm having a number called 0010, when I'm having a number called 0010 and another number called 0001. So 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. 2 plus 1 is equal to 0, 3. So I will be getting as 0011. The same thing when I'm going for subtraction. So 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So 0010 left it same, and then for this 0001 I have to complement. I'll be getting as 1110. I'll be getting as 1110. So for the A input 0010. Now when I'm performing the addition, so 0 plus 0 0, 1 plus 1 0 1. So 1 plus 1 0 1. So 1 plus 1 0. So 1 will be carried on. This 1 should be added to the bottom of the result. So we'll be getting as 0001. So in 2's complement method, you can go for the discarding. In 1's complement method, you have to go for the adding this 1. So when I'm adding this 1, 2 minus 1 is equal to 1. So your answer is 0001. So you can perform the addition and subtraction using the same circuit. Only thing is you have to invert your B inputs. So the given options are inverting the output, inverting the carry in, inverting the B inputs, and grounding the B inputs. So the given options, out of the given options, the correct one is inverting the B inputs. Inverting the B inputs. That is belong to the C option. Now when I'm going for the next question, what is the most important operation in binary coded decimal arithmetic? So in binary coded decimal, so BCD, so always when we are using the BCD, most probably this BCD number is used for addition. Most probably it is used for addition. So using the BCD number in addition itself, it's a complex. When I'm going for BCD subtraction, again it will be complex. Multiplication and division is not possible, but most major important operation is addition comparing to the subtraction. So you can perform the subtraction also in BCD, but the major, in the question they are specified as what is the most important operation. So most important operation is out of the four, you can perform the addition. And BCD multiplication and division is not possible. Only addition and subtraction is possible. Out of the addition and subtraction, Addition is the most important operation in the binary coded decimal. Next one. How many inputs must a full adder have? So when I'm going for off adder and the full adder, so off adder is two inputs. So when I'm going for two inputs, it will be performed with the least significant bit. So off adder you have to perform with the least significant bit to perform the addition. So there will not be any carry generation will be possible. So directly you can perform the addition. There you can use the off adder. But after the least significant bit has been added. So for example, if I'm going for 11 plus 11, so 1 1 plus 1 1. So in the least significant bit 1 plus 1, I am having only two inputs that you can implement using the off adder. 1 plus 1 will be added to get us 10. So 0 will be placed in the output result and 1 will be carried on. So now 1 plus 1 plus 1 I have to perform. So I need 3 bits. So when I'm going for 3-bit addition, I should go for the full adder. Okay, so that is A and B are the inputs and the carry in, that is C in, is my third input. So when I'm using the C in plus A1 plus B1, so 1 plus 1 plus 1, which will be generating as 1, 11, and 1 will be C in of the next bit. So likewise, when I'm doing for full adder, I need three inputs. For half adder, I need two inputs, and for full adder, I need three inputs. So here the question has been given as how many inputs must a full adder have? So most of students will be confusing with half adder and full adder. Half adder means it will be having 2 bits and full adder means it will be having 4 bits. That is not a correct one. So the full adder is 1 bit is will be used for the carry generation. That is added additional thing. So two inputs plus the carry generation, which is equal to three inputs. Okay. So here the list of options has been given as 4, 2, 5, 3. So out of this, the answer will be D option, which is equal to 3 bits you need to perform the full adder. Okay. So thank you, Ma. I'll ending my session. Thank you.